Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Build Your Copywriting Business podcast. Hello, friends.
Hello.
Hello. As always, I am joined by the glamorous and gorgeous and brilliant Kate Sitars. Hello, Kate.
Hello.
Hello. And Kate and I have the pleasure of being joined by copywriter extraordinaire, Star CC student, friend of the podcast, friend in general, Tammy Taylor. Hello, Tammy.
Hello. Hi, everyone. So happy to be back here again.
Yes, welcome back. And for everybody listening or watching, I was like, we just have to start recording because Kate and I both just wanted to dig in and catch up because it has been shockingly 2 years since we've had you on the podcast, which is a moment of silence for not because it's been a good 2 years for you. All kinds of exciting stuff has happened. Yes. Yeah.
Lots of changes.
Yeah. So, and we will include the link to her previous episode in the podcast notes. But so Tammy, what have you been up to? What's going on? What's happening?
Still copywriting.
Okay. All right. I dig it. All right. Great. Yeah.
I know.
So the last time we had talked, you had, actually, it was kind of fun because we had talked and you were working at an ad agency. And I believe the ad agency had let you go.
Right.
Not through fault of your own, just sometimes ad agencies do that. When they lose clients, they let people go. And then you had gotten back in touch with us before we even published that episode to be like, oh, I've actually gotten another job, which is awesome. So what happened from there?
Pick us up.
What have you been doing?
That was the last update because that was a couple years ago. So I'm not at that job anymore. So I started with that job, I think it was end of summer of 2023. And then the way that role worked was they would hire contractors on. And then after a few months, they would transition you into a full-time employee. So after a few months, my manager was like, okay, we're working on it. And then like a month later, she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. She was like, I was trying to advocate for the contractors so much, but they really want to move forward with employees who can work on site. And I'm not anywhere near their offices. And like, I wasn't planning to move to like any of their areas that they had their offices at. So she was like, I'm so sorry. Like I tried, but they're only wanting to, moving forward, move on with people who can come on site, at least hybrid. And so I was like, okay, that's not a problem.
Old school way of thinking though. Like it's 2025, friends. If you've been doing great work for them previously remotely, it's not like once you become an employee, that's going to change,
Yeah. And I know there is a big shift of like going back to in-person roles. So maybe that was part of it. I'm not like sure like about all the details as to like why that decision was made. But what was nice though, is I had a 3 months notice. 3 months notice.
Very nice.
And usually, it wasn't like the classic layoff where it's like, all right, after this meeting, you're done. She was like, oh, we have 3 months. And I was like, okay, that's great. That's 3 months for me to update all my stuff and figure out my next step. Because that was supposed to be a full-time role. So I was planning on just staying with them full-time.
Yeah.
And it was great. I'm really grateful for that experience because I loved the team I worked with. It was a really great company, really great team, and everyone was awesome. So then after that was, I'm trying to think of the timeline so I can give you like some type of timeline. I think that was February 2024, so last year. And I was like, all right, so right away I got to it. I updated my resume, portfolio, started reaching out to people, like full-time contracting, just kind of everything. And then like 3 weeks later, actually, I was on LinkedIn and a student from the CCA that I'm a connection with on LinkedIn. I don't even know him. We've never met. Like one day in the Facebook group, I think he was like, oh, here's my LinkedIn if anyone wants to connect to like grow our network. And I connected with him. Never even introduced myself or anything. But I saw on my feed, he had liked someone's post that was looking for a copywriter. And so I reached out to that person. I just sent a message to introduce myself, said I was available. And I interviewed with her. And then like maybe 2 weeks later, she offered me the role. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the exact type of role I'm looking for. It was freelancing, like part-time hours, really great pay rate, everything. And it was just like, okay, great. So I was overlapping with the previous company in that role because it wasn't a full-time role for a couple months. And then once I transitioned out of that previous role, I was just working with this client. And I've been with that client ever since, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's been maybe like a year, a little over a year and a half with them. I guess maybe almost 2 years. I keep forgetting that we're actually in November. Yeah, so I've been with them. And then now I also contract with an agency. So I take like their overload work. So I have that client and then this agency client, and then still just always looking for more clients.
That's 100% freelance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Did you ever expect that you would be 100% freelance? Like going way back to the beginning, was being freelance on your bingo card? Was, I guess it's very hard to think back now
Yeah.
to like the very
Yeah.
beginning, but was freelancing something that you had wanted to do?
Yes. So that was
Okay.
actually my goal from the very beginning. I was like, I want my own business. I want to be able to do my own hours and plan my own vacation time and all that. I just didn't know it was going to happen that quickly. I was like, okay, I'm going to stay in this full-time role for a bit, and then we'll see. Maybe I'll gain clients during that time. And then they were like, oh, well, actually, we're not going to hire you full-time. And so that kind of like made me have to get back out there again. And this role I felt so grateful for because it was the exact type of role I was looking for, like this consistent weekly work on my time. And the team is amazing. I love working with them. Like it's just an amazing client. And both of my clients I love working with. I feel like really lucky to be working with the teams I'm working with because everyone's just like so great and kind and like really good at giving feedback and just collaborating. And so I was just like, okay, I guess that came faster and awesome. I'm really happy for it.
That's amazing. What I love is that it's such a good example of like taking action, not overthink. And no, I don't mean this in offense to anybody who's listening or watching that does sometimes tend to, because I will put myself on that list as well. Like, oh, I don't know. Should I apply? I love that you saw that he liked it. You saw it. You were like, oh, this is an opportunity. I'm going to reach out to this person. And just taking those steps, let all of this, and certainly you were prepared. You were, like you said, you updated your stuff and you were prepared to go out there, but you took the steps and you put yourself out there for this opportunity to happen for you. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's how it always happens. I'm like, I'm just going to send a message. They might not respond. They might not get back to me. Maybe we'll do a phone call. And then so that's what kind of how the mindset I had was with the agency too. I saw someone posted that they needed a contractor and I was like, let me just reach out. And you never know. And in both cases, I just like, you never know. And it worked out for those two instances. There's plenty of times I've reached out and I did not receive any responses, or maybe we did get on a phone call and nothing happened. So I want to make that clear. That's happened a lot.
Yeah.
But then sometimes it's like, oh, that really does work out if you just keep trying.
Well, your attitude just strikes me as just the exact right way to go about it. Like, all right, let's give it a try. And to not, because yes, there are going to be plenty of no's, right? That's just how life works.
Yeah.
But if you go into it with all right, let's give it a try. If it's a no, then it's like, all right, so that wasn't something that worked out. But it can be something that is made, and to go into it with this kind of, let's just see, takes not all of it, certainly we're still human beings, but takes so much of the stress away from it and the drama away from it. Is that something that you have always done, or is it something you've kind of learned to do?
That's a good question. I think I've kind of always have done that. I always want to like look back and think, oh, at least I tried, or if there's this goal I had, I want to at least try to get to that goal or accomplish this dream. So I don't know if you remember, I used to be a teacher. And so before that, like that was always a dream of mine, to be a teacher. And I did not go to school for education. Like I don't have an education degree, like for my undergrad. I didn't like volunteer in schools or anything like that previously, but I was like, I really want to be a teacher. And I just kind of found paths to do that, like just by talking to people, like how did they get there, going to like info sessions, just to try to get an idea of like how to go about this path. And I feel like that kind of happened with copywriting too. Once I realized I wanted to transition out of teaching, I was like, well, I need to figure out how to get into copywriting. So just like watching TikTok videos of other copywriters, like literally just a Google search. I think for this one, I just typed in like free copywriting course. And that popped up and I was like, all right, I just got to like start somewhere. And so I feel like that has helped with pitching and all that. And it was at first though, very intimidating, like I was so nervous the very first time I sent an email. I was like, they're going to yell at me. They're like, and she actually just never responded. But I remember that one. Yeah, she never responded, which is great. But then just by doing it so many times, and then when you do get those yeses or you do get a win and you're like, okay, so it does work and it doesn't feel as scary anymore. And I'm like, as long as your message is nice.
Yeah. Well, isn't it funny? I think everybody kind of has that either secret or not so secret fear that they're going to reach out to someone and that person is going to be mean to them. is going to like
Which is
email
like,
back.
great, bring on the memes
I
so
don't
that I
know.
can take you off my list.
Don't work with them as a client.
Yeah.
That's
But
true.
like,
I'd rather know it up front.
Yeah.
yes. Well, like this idea that there is, and to say that we've heard of probably out of working with
Like
10,000
two,
plus
maybe.
students, 12,000 plus students. Yeah. Maybe. And even then when you
There's
hear about the
one that I
stories, you're like,
remember.
whoa,
One.
yeah, you dodged a bullet. But I just wonder what it is that all of us, and I don't know if this is even necessarily a question, but just that we all think that we're
all
going to
feel
reach
it.
out to someone and that person is going to respond back with our worst thoughts about ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you sent me a perfectly nice email, so I'm going to respond with, you're a fraud and your entire family knows you're a fraud and you'll never be successful at anything. Like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know why we do that. I mean, I do that too. I'm like, they're going to be like, you're not good enough, but you never even talked to me. You don't know me.
Yes. And also this person is a perfect stranger and also another human being. And for another human being to, first of all, somehow manage to tap into all of our deepest insecurities and fears and somehow know that that's what we don't want to hear. But then also for another human being to send an email like that to, I mean, you guys know, and everybody who is in the CCA knows that our pitching process is very nice,
Yeah.
very friendly, very helpful. So that we think that we're going to send a very friendly, nice, helpful email, and strangers are going to write back and call us out for our deepest fears. It's just fascinating to me. But everybody has that, whether it's spoken or unspoken, has that initial fear that like they're going to call me out for the worst parts about myself or my biggest fears about myself. They're going to somehow know. Yeah.
And I will say, I've never had anyone be mean to me.
No.
I've had, just very quick responses. Like one person I think I can remember was just like, please take me off your list. And I was like, all right. And that was it though. That's all they said.
Yeah.
That was like the most. And then usually they're just either don't respond or they're just like, no, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like,
I'm like, all right.
okay, thanks.
Well, thanks for responding, actually.
Right, exactly. Because then you know, and then you can
Yeah.
move on to the next person.
Yeah. Like my emails are going through. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Right. Thanks for the response.
Thanks for the
'cause it
confirmation.
increases my open rate. Yeah. But even the please take me off your list. It's such a reasonable, and it's just also please take me off your list, not take me off your list. It's
Yeah. And also you have to like think the tone in your head. You could definitely read that the wrong way if you
Yeah.
want to be like, oh, they're yelling at me. And it's just like, no. So I think, that's been really helpful to just through time and like practicing and doing it over and over again. And then also through time, you kind of find your voice in it and how you approach people. And then you feel a bit more confident because it feels more natural to you. And then still, I mean, sometimes even depending on the client, there might be like this really big client. I'm like, I'm going to pitch them. And then I'll get really nervous again because I'm like, oh, they're really big, or this is a really cool company that I would love to work with. But I started to just reach out to them. And I'm like, they'll just not respond. That's fine. They can just not respond. But like just building up that confidence, I would say that does take time. And even like, to reach out to these people on LinkedIn for the clients I have now, I'm like, wow, thank goodness I did, because now like I'm living off, like I have my own clients. I'm living off my business right now.
yes. Yeah. How does that feel to be?
I was gonna say,
fully
like, for
supported by
everyone,
your
like,
business?
the second we hopped on this call, I feel like you were radiating happiness
Oh
and
my
just like
God,
joy. I'm
thank
not
you.
like there's just I know we were in a different place last time, but even then you were still radiating joy. But now you're like, you can just see it for anyone watching.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, tell it. I feel like what is life like?
Yeah.
It's interesting because a few years ago, when that was my goal, was to be able to freelance and live off of my own clients, I was like, oh, that seems like a very, very far away dream. Like one day, it's always like a one day thing. But then I gradually got there. It wasn't like this, I wasn't pursuing it super hard. I was actually trying to do a full-time role and with the goal of eventually moving into freelance. But then just through things happening, layoffs and all the transitions, it just kind of occurred and just happened to be the roles I reached out to. And I'm like, oh, wait, like I'm here. So when I think back to a few years ago when I first signed up, I'm like, wait, I can't believe I'm doing what I wanted to do initially. Like I'm here, like I'm living it. I remember going for like walks and thinking like one day I'm going to like go on vacation on my own time, or I'm going to like work from somewhere else in the world. And it's when I have to remember to like stop and think about it though, because sometimes when you're in it and you don't realize how far you've come. And then especially if you're having like a busy week or you're tired, I'm like, wait, no, this is actually what I really wanted. and I'm really happy and I'm like living the life I want to live. And I'm also getting to work on like cool projects, like different types of copy projects I hadn't before. And so I know it's interesting. It's really kind of strange because, again, even though it's been 4 years, it's been 4 years since I was in a full-time classroom, and then taking the courses and learning how to write copy and pitch people and work with a marketing team, and it came together. But took progress. It's been 4 years since I first started getting into copywriting, and then like 3 years since I took the course from you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's funny, isn't it? I think we think like, oh, that's going to be such a huge thing that when I get there, but the actual process of getting there, like you were saying, is you take it step by step so that when you arrive, it doesn't feel like, whoa, a total shift in my experience. It's, oh, I've been building to this.
Yeah, it was gradual.
Yes. But good for you for taking the moment to appreciate it, because another or something that can happen is that people get to that place, the place that they had been dreaming of, and be like, oh, well, okay, just on to the next thing. It's so important to celebrate that you have literally achieved your dream. You are literally living your dream, and that is amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. It is really cool, and you forget though, like, we were talking about right now, like you kind of forget sometimes. You're like, oh wait, like no, like I'm in it now, because it was a slow, gradual progress or process, not progress, but it was progress.
Yeah,
it was a slow process, and it was just building upon each other. And I do remember like when I did land those clients, they'll be so excited. Like I remember the first one, I like took myself shopping. I was like, I'm gonna go
good for you
to the mall and get a couple of things and celebrate because this is so exciting and so cool. And it feels really good. And sometimes, and I'm still open to like all these roles all the time. Like I do look at full-time roles sometimes if there's a company where I'm like, oh, like that would be an amazing company to work with, and I'll apply and see if anything happens. But right now, I've just been working on my clients and been sending pitches to other clients, so hopefully see if I can land some more.
I think there's there's an element like you took opportunities as you saw them, like versus I think sometimes if we try to like grip and plan, like best laid plans, stuff happens. But yeah, it's cool that you were like, well, yeah, full-time role, but oh, here's this freelance option. Let me see. Like there's something to that, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, I see all the time, like all these roles are like contracting, freelancing, full-time. And I'm just like kind of going for the ones I think would be like a good fit, or I think would be really cool, be fun. And then that's kind of, I guess, how I got here then.
Yeah, right. Just be open to it. You mention it, and I'm glad that you celebrate. I'm glad you took yourself out shopping. As you were saying that, I was like, I feel like we should almost build that in to every client. Like there should be, build it into the quote. Like it doesn't have to be a huge amount of money, but like I build in a line item within my own quote to be like, this is my celebratory budget. Like, like I have this client. This is great. Exactly. Or like, this is an amazing client. I'm going to add in $50 to get myself a pretty decent bottle of champagne, and I'm going to celebrate it. Friends, maybe this is something we should consider, building in a celebration budget as we land each client, not to get woo-woo, but the idea of, all right, hey, universe, give me some more of this, please. Probably a good way to encourage that, and even if you don't believe in it, is to celebrate it and make it a part of every single client that we land. I kind of like this, the celebration line item.
Yeah, you have a little budget set to the side. You get to go celebrate, treat yourself. Nice.
Absolutely. I think we should, right? We did the work to do it. We got out of our comfort zone to begin with. And anytime we do that is worth a celebration. We took the action. We were impressive, and the client was impressed with us and they want to work with us. Yes, we should celebrate that each and every time it happens. Yes. I love it.
I'm curious, with knowing that you overlapped with a freelance client and your full-time job. Obviously it was temporary, so I think that helps mindset wise to be like, this is a set time. But how did you juggle that?
Hey there, it's Nikki. I wanted to take a very quick minute to make sure that you knew about our free on-demand copywriting training. Now, whether you are brand new to copywriting or you've been doing it for a while, but you just can't seem to hit those income goals, this training is for you. You are going to learn the 3 secrets to landing freelance copywriting work without relying on frustrating job bidding sites like Upwork or Fiverr, or without cold calling strangers. And if you've watched any of the student success stories on this channel, and if you haven't yet, check them out. This is the exact same training that they all started with. And I mean students like Kate K, who is making 6 figures, working part-time, and retired her husband to help her build her business. Students like Stuart, who replaced his full-time salary, which was a good one, with his freelance income and then some. Stacy, who hit 6 figures in her first 6 months as a freelance copywriter, and Ashley, who landed the in-house copywriting job of her dreams. They all started with this free training, and you can start with this free training too. So sign up right now at freecopywritingtraining.com.
Yeah, I think that was really helpful, knowing like, okay, this is only maybe, I think it was only maybe a month and a half of overlap. So it wasn't that long.
Mm-hmm.
And because I knew like this was like a client that was so excited to work for and then to have, I was like, it didn't bother me.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was a short period. I knew that this eventually I would just be focusing on them and then being able to focus on pitching and finding other work. So, and then also my previous job wasn't like super demanding, like mentally, like it was a very, like that job, I loved it so much because the team was really supportive and they had a really good work-life balance. So it wasn't like I was working on the weekends for them or like after hours. I was able to like really cut that off at like 5 o'clock and be like, hey, I'm off the clock now. And then I can work on the hours for this client. Especially in the beginning, a lot of it too was just me learning the voice and onboarding and all that. So by the time that I did leave the full-time position, I was able to like really dig into all my hours with that client.
Yeah, really hit the ground running.
Yeah. And I was just so excited. So I was like, I don't mind.
Right? That's all about the attitude. Yeah. So you said you're open to other freelance clients. Are there any kinds of clients that you haven't worked with yet that you want to work with? Anything you're like, I'd love to have this in my portfolio. I'd like to see what this is all about. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. So one, or I guess there's a couple. One, I've always wanted, like, I love animals and pets and cats, specifically cats. I'm like, I've always wanted to work for like a cat brand.
Fun.
Like, I feel like I would just love it. I think it'd be so fun. So there's been a few times where I have pitched to a brand that sells maybe like cat food or just cat furniture, things like that. Have not had a response yet. But I just always think, I'm like, I really want to write for a cat brand. I think it'd be super fun. I would love it because I just love cats. And then another one, I've always been really interested in like the food and beverage industry. So right now with like the agency, we do have some clients like that are restaurants, hotels in that space, and I'll do like stuff for their socials. I'm like, oh, it'd be really fun, I think, to like do emails and website copy and kind of and stuff for that. Cause I think that's also like a really fun industry to write for. At least from the social copy that I've been writing for those clients, I like really enjoy it. It's like fun. The tone is like upbeat and so I've always like thought about that too. And sometimes I think about like beauty.
Would beauty free samples?
Yeah, beauty would be also. And beauty, I'm also like, that would be really fun too. Because I have a little bit of beauty experience, but I would like to try to do like a makeup brand.
Yeah. Well, and the fun thing, like you learn so much, like even just a food and beverage. We think about it from the outside of like, oh yes, I consume whatever, but the intricacies of the way businesses are run and the differences in the ways that a food beverage company is set up versus other kinds of companies and the way that they approach. I agree. So much fun. It would be so much fun.
It seems like it'd be a really good time.
Yes.
It's interesting because with the agency, well, even with both the clients I have right now, like the industries are very different. And I've learned, like, because of copywriting, I feel like my knowledge of things are just so much bigger now. Like, I'm like, oh, I did not know anything about cybersecurity. And now I do. It took me a long time, or not a long time, but it took me some time to like figure out what these types of cybersecurity solutions are and all these things for a client. And then once I did, I was like, oh, I actually kind of don't mind this writing. Like, I kind of like it. Because also they have like a fun voice. Or like, I sometimes write for like a vineyard. And I'm like, oh, like I've just learned a lot about the process of like grapes and their different stages and different stages of wine and like why red wine's like this and why white wine's like this. And I'm like, oh, this is like really fun. And so then it's really cool like being able to work with these different industries and you learn all these things. And like I did not realize that I was like, I kind of enjoy cybersecurity. Like that's fun for me to do sometimes. Or so then I'm like, okay, now thinking about like brands I really want to go for, like a cat brand or like a food and beverage brand, and like really try that out and see if that's something that I would also really like, and then try to target some of those clients.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love that. And it just goes to show you too that like any client, virtually any client, can actually turn out to be super interesting.
Yeah.
If you actually dig into, if you actually get into the intricacies and you're like, oh, interesting. This is how this works. And this is how, like, fascinating. And it becomes, the thing that's part of what makes copywriting so fun is, yes, we get to synthesize this information. And yes, we get to be creative and strategic, but we get to learn so much interesting stuff that like we're amazing at trivia. The longer you're in this business,
like Jeopardy gets easier.
Yes, exactly. You get to learn so much interesting and perhaps random stuff. Yes.
Yeah. I know it's like random to me because it's not like these topics I'm usually into.
Sure.
Yeah.
But then when you dig into it and you're with the client, like of course that's a big part of their life. And I'm like, oh, like I see like why this is so important, or I see why an audience would need this product. And then this kind of makes it more fun. You're kind of in it now. You're seeing like their passion for it. And you're like, oh yeah, like this is why this would be so important for someone to know, or for their industry, or whatever, their hobbies, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But it makes it exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. And as you get their passion and the target audience's passion, you can convey that passion and in a way make it your own. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I'm curious too, because you mentioned doing new types of copy with these clients. What are some of the new mediums and new things you're getting to do?
Yeah, so I would say like a lot. Originally, I was doing like a lot of like paid ads, emails, website copy, and then now like they're so random. Like and some of them are very simple, like brochures. Like I don't do a lot of brochures, but now I have done a couple, or I've done some direct mail pieces, and I haven't done a lot of those before. And now I've done a few billboards. That was also really new for me. And I was like, oh, that's really cool billboards.
Yes.
Or like, I'm trying to think what else.
I feel like I'd crash my car if I said, I wrote that.
I know.
Sorry, car next me.
Like, a lot of these clients aren't like near where I live, so I never see them. I just see like the mock-up.
Sure.
Yes. But I'm like, this is still super cool. Or like, sometimes they're in like magazines or newspapers. I'm like, oh, okay.
Fun.
That's really cool. So things like that. That's what's also really fun, is getting a new project that's very different from what I've done, and then getting to have that experience and learning about it. And then when you see it, especially with like things like magazine, billboard, like I love seeing these print pieces. It just, I don't know why, it feels a little bit different than like the digital pieces.
Yes. It's like,
also, friends, print isn't dead.
No, it is not dead.
People, it's very not dead. It's very alive.
Yes. Yeah. No, there is.
I did multiple print pieces this week.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I did a brochure this week. Awesome. I did flyers. I forgot what they're called. They're for like doctor offices.
Like leave behind kind of things.
They go on the rack, like informational pieces. I forgot what they were calling them. But I did a few print pieces just this week.
Make sure you grab the physical copies too if you haven't.
I know. Yet. I wonder, because like also that client doesn't live near me, but I'm like, can you send me a copy?
I'll pay for postage.
Yeah, exactly.
Write it out myself.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
But that's so cool. So when a client is like, have you ever done, which I hate when I get why they do it. It's like, just because I haven't done that medium.
Know what else to ask. Right. Exactly.
But now you at least have the variety. Or, I haven't done that exact thing, but I have this thing that's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, like it's like kind of similar. So that's what's also been cool, just being able to try different industries, and then getting to try different types of copy projects from like what I usually was doing, like the emails and ads and all that.
Yeah. I also think there's something magical, because the digital copywriting has existed for what, like the past, we'll give it maybe 30
a blip on the
years.
radar compared to.
Yeah, there's something magical about seeing your words in print. Like, wow, this is amazing. I'm basically famous. My words are in print. Yes. Yeah.
No one knows it's me, but
No one knows it's me.
That's
You
good enough for me.
Exactly. And I'm going to tell everybody I know that these are my words in print. Yeah. So what are your other goals? I'm almost afraid to ask, not afraid, but it seems like a silly question to ask you, like, okay, well, what's your next step? Because you have let your career flow. Exactly. You're living the dream, and you've been so open to letting your career go in I don't want to say whatever direction, because that's not the way you're doing things, but you're still very like deliberate and smart about this, but you're open to how your career unfolds. Or maybe a better question is there anything that you haven't experienced yet, or types of projects or clients and countries or whatever?
Ooh, that's a good question. Our lease ends next week. And we were like, oh, we've always wanted to like live abroad and work. So we're like going to go home for the holidays and then maybe like go abroad next year and like work abroad, because my boyfriend works remote and he's allowed to work. Like he works a full-time job, but he's allowed to work abroad as long as it's approved. And I was like, oh, I want to take advantage of it right now, because I don't have like a 9 to 5 like schedule. And so I was like, okay, let's do, because that was also another dream. I forgot to mention that. It was like another dream of mine was to be able to like live abroad and stuff and work. And so I'm like, oh, we're going to do it. We wanted to do Mexico, but I think we might do like France first or something. I think we're going to do France.
I love that.
But we'll see. You never know.
Mexico.
Yeah, I know. That's our plan. We're like, let's just take advantage of right now.
Good for you. But that's so exciting.
It's so awesome.
Yeah, if not now, when, right? Like,
yeah. And then that's the thing. I was like, oh, like right now we're in a pretty good spot of like, I can make these decisions right now, so might as well take advantage of it now, because I don't know, things can change.
Exactly.
So maybe the international client will come in France, or a client in Mexico,
an international beauty company.
We'll see.
Laneige.
Yeah, so we'll see. We never know. I never know. We're going to be home because my family's in California, so we're there for a little bit, and then we'll see when the time comes when we're like, okay, let's go. What the decision is, or maybe something else will happen and we end up staying. I don't know.
Right?
You are living in the present, and it is a beautiful thing. Good for you, really. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So we will have to catch up sooner, because you're going places, and
yes,
and nothing else for a travel update.
Right now, I know one focus, of course, is just continue to build up my clients. Always, you have to always think about that. Yeah, like income always. I'm trying to think of, I think it'd be really cool to work with a brand that's brand new and like build it up. Like, because something like, I mean, I use written guidelines all the time. Yeah. And sometimes a client is newer, but they already have some stuff. And maybe we're just making some changes to it, or helping them kind of make it more clear and cohesive. But I think it'd be really cool to like work with a brand that's like, we're just starting out and we actually need to figure out everything. Like we need to figure out our designs, what our copy is going to look like, our voice, where we want to put it, like all these things. I think it'd be really cool to like make the messaging guide and kind of sit down with them, like, what do we want this to sound like? I think that is something that I have thought about and want to do, because I think that would be a really different kind of experience to see it built from the ground up, and like being part of that team, I think would be really cool and really beneficial, and be like, how do you even start from scratch?
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. That is, as someone who's had the opportunity to do that, it's a lot of fun. It's a exercising almost a different part of our brains than the digging in and copywriting. There's a lot of overlap, obviously, but a lot of fun. Yeah. Lots of fun. That's the best way to put it, maybe. That's amazing. I love that idea. I also feel like you are incredibly good at just kind of saying things, calling things out into the universe. And
I feel like what Nikki's doing. She's like, put it out there.
I know.
Let's tell everything
here. And
you just make stuff happen. I mean, after the last interview, you got in touch and were like, no, actually, I have a job. So I wouldn't be surprised if after this interview, you're like, actually, I've landed a food and beverage company. I've landed a cat kind of
everything.
Client, and I've landed a client that needs me to come up with their brand strategy. Yeah.
Well, I'll take it all, please.
That's right. Bring it on. Bring it on. Yeah. Well, and actually along those lines, if someone is listening and they own a cat company, a food and beverage company, a startup
Makeup.
or something along those lines,
startup,
makeup,
yes.
thank you. Yes. How can people reach out to you? How can they find you?
They can send me a message on LinkedIn or on my website.
Excellent. Excellent. We'll put those links in the show notes.
I'm curious, just knowing kind of between the past 2 years, so much has happened. So much has, if you could wrap up advice to Tammy from 2023, is there anything you would, and knowing that other people might be in that position too, of just facing a setback of any kind and getting back to it, what's the wisdom you can share?
I would say to just keep going, like just keep pushing forward, and just keep taking those small steps. Like you're going to get there. You're new to this. You're learning a lot. So just keep taking those small steps of like, and I think this is actually something in the course too that's really helped, where you're like, just open the website to make a website. You don't have to make an account, just open it up. Okay, now just sign up. Like taking those small steps, but just keep moving forward, because eventually if you do that, of course it all adds up. So I would say that, because I was pretty decent at doing that. I was just like, let me just get through the courses. Okay, now I need to make my website. Now I need to work with a designer and figuring that out. But of course, sometimes when you get to a point where you're like, well, I just want my clients now, or I just want a job now. Like, when will that happen? Or it feels so hard. So I would just say, like, as long as you're keep taking steps forward, even if they're just really small, like eventually you'll get there.
It's so true. It's like, what do I need to do today? Not what do I need to do tomorrow or 5 days from, like, what do I need to do right now?
Yeah,
exactly. Because I do that a lot too. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I have to do it all right now. But it's like, I can't do it all right now. There's just not the time, or I don't have all that experience yet. You just have to like keep, moving forward, taking those small steps.
Oh, that's
I love what you said too about, you're learning, like, even if, you land a couple of, like, I'm learning. It's not where I want to be, but like, there's still value. I feel like it's so easy, kind of what we were talking about earlier, to not celebrate each win. And there's so much value in every single experience.
Yeah. Every single experience, every single step, it's all worth congratulating ourselves for. Like, you did something good. You did something. Give yourself a little pat on the back for it. Yeah. Amazing. Excellent. Tammy, this again was so fantastic. I can't wait to talk to you again. And maybe we won't let it go a year, though. I mean, 2 years again. Maybe we'll try to, do it a little bit sooner. Although time passes
it really
incredibly fast.
Yeah.
Yes, truly. We were saying before we started recording, I would have guessed maybe a year on the long side since we talked to each other. Maybe a year. 2 years.
Been over 2 years. Yeah, a little over 2 years.
Same.
Yeah.
Amazing. But look at how quickly time can pass and how much can happen.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. All right. Well, thank you for being here with us, and thank you for giving us your amazing update and all of this inspiration and amazing advice.
Thank you.
Congratulations for having a dream and pursuing a dream, and now congratulations for living that flippin' dream.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And I love catching up. It's been a really fun time. It's really cool. Like being in copywriting, it's really fun. It's a good time. So I really appreciate both of you too for all of your wisdom and guidance. It's been, I still look to it too. Like even now, I'm like, oh, I still have to go back all the time and like look and be like, how do I freshen up on this? Or, oh, I haven't done this yet, but they have a video for it. So there is, like you said, there's still so much to learn. So thank you.
Oh, amazing. Well, thank you. And so with that, we will catch you all in the next episode. Bye, everybody.
Like what you heard? Hit subscribe so you never miss a video. And if you're ready to take the first step toward becoming a copywriter yourself, sign up for a free video training right here.